All right, now you understand that buying a stock long and selling a stock short has its rewards and it has its risks. And you also understand that we limit most of those risks by the use of stops. But how could we lower the risk even more, or maybe just change the way that we manage that risk? And I want to encourage you to think about this in terms of insurance. You know, insurance is something that almost everybody in this world understands. We have homeowners insurance. If you own a home, then you're going to insure your house. If you have a mortgage, you're required to insure it. If you don't have a mortgage, you probably still insure it. If you have a car, you're going to buy car insurance. A lot of people have life insurance in case they die. It's going to insure their family against a massive financial loss. Most people have health insurance. You know, we have insurances for all sorts of things. And most people understand the basic idea of insurance. Well, what if we could take that idea and apply it to stock? Let me show you how this could work. Let's start by understanding what you guys are already familiar with in terms of homeowners insurance. So if, for example, you have a house, and we'll draw a very basic house here, and let's say maybe you insure it for $300,000, then what happens is you've got an insurance policy that in the event something destroys your house, you're going to be protected. So let's say a tornado comes and blows it away, or an earthquake comes and shakes it to the ground, or maybe a fire burns it to the ground. And if it's a total loss, your insurance company is going to come in, they're going to write it off, and they're going to pay you the value of your house minus your deductible. So let's call this a deductible, and let's say it's $10,000. Your insurance company will write you a check for $290,000, and this will be paid to you in cash. That will be your settlement amount. Now you have a choice. You can either rebuild your house, replace it, or you could just sell that as it is, take your $290,000 and go build another house somewhere else. But you insured your property. Now, if you have a mortgage, that money obviously goes to the mortgage company, but let's forget that for now. Let's just call it an insurance policy to offset the value of your property. Let's take that same principle and apply it to the world of stock. Let's say that you've bought a stock long. And let's say back here you purchase the stock where it says buy here, and you start to ride it higher, and then it goes higher, and then it starts to come down, and it rallies and it comes down, and before you know it, you're crying. And you get struck with the sickness that every trader has experienced. I call it if only-itis. If only I could go back in time and sell. What would you do? I'd do it. If only I could go back to when it was at its recent high, I would sell it. If only I had not placed a trade. You're starting to live in regret. If you're in a short trade, the if only-itis looks the other way. You short a stock and it starts to sell off. Maybe you get excited, then it starts to rally, and the short trade starts to go really bad, and you get if only-itis. If only I could go back and buy. That's the insurance policy that we're looking for. If only I could go back and buy, or if only I could go back and sell. Well, in the case of a long trade, we're looking for the right to go back in time and sell for more than the stock is worth. The right to sell for more if the stock goes down with a long trade, the right to buy for less if the stock goes up with a short trade. This is the two insurance policies that you're looking for, the right to go back in time and sell if the trade goes down, or the right to go back in time and buy if the stock goes up. Now, we can't go back in time unless you're Marty McFly in the Back to the Future, but what we could do is we could buy an insurance policy that gives us the right to buy, or an insurance policy that gives us the right to sell. And if we did that, well, you might call your State Farm agent and say, hey, State Farm agent, I want to insure my stock. They're going to laugh at you. You might call your Nationwide agent. They're going to laugh at you. You call Geico, guarantee you they're going to laugh at you. If you call your stockbroker, say, I want some stock insurance, they're probably going to laugh. But if you call your stockbroker and you say, I want to buy some options, they're going to say, what did you have in mind? And you can say, I want something that gives me the right to sell, or I want something that gives me the right to buy. And what you would be trading in its most basic form is an insurance policy that we happen to call stock options.